Hi fellow pickers, welcome to a lesson on my version of Church Street Blues written by Norman Blake. We are in open D tuning with the capo in the first fret, so I would suggest you start tuning D, A, D, and then F sharp, A, D. Again, this is D, A, D, F sharp, A, and D. And then put the capo to the first fret. Okay, let's start with the intro, which also is the solo. We have alternating bass on the 6th and 4th string, and on top of this alternating bass we play this melody, which starts on the first string 4 and 7, then the alternating bass on the D string, and now we play this pull off on the first string from 3 to 2, these two fingers, index and middle finger, and this pull off is in combination with the bass note. Okay, so at the same time when you pull off the finger, you also play the bass note here on the 6th string. This is followed by the open first string and then the alternating bass. Okay, so this is the first bar. The last note of the first bar already belongs to this chord. So second fret of the A string and first fret of the 3rd string. This is a G at 9 chord, and this already starts with the last note of the first bar. We call this a syncopation. Okay, like that, and give a little emphasis to this note. Then we have a hammering from 0 to 2 on the 2nd string, and a hammer on with the ring finger of the left hand. And again, this is a combination of hammering and bass note. So when you hit this 2nd fret, you also should play the bass note. I play from the beginning. This is followed by the open first string, and then we pull out the 2nd finger again and play the last notes of the 2nd bar. Again from the beginning. Okay, in bar number 3 we have this fundamental chord shape. 2nd fret of the 4th string and 1st fret of the 3rd string, and this would be an A7th chord if we don't play the 1st string, the open 1st string. On the 1st string we need 2 additional fingers, which would be the ring finger in the 2nd fret and the pinky in the 3rd fret later on. So what we do is we play 4 notes with only one touch of the right hand, and we start with this ring finger note here, then we hammer on the pinky to the 3rd fret, and then we pull the pinky away and also pull the 3rd finger away, and this gives us 4 notes with only 1 touch of the right hand. Then we have the bass note on the 4th string, and this is followed by another hammering on the B string, again from 0 to 2, as in bar number 2, but this time in combination with the A string bass note here. And this is followed by an open 1st string and a D string note. And then we play a slide from 2 to 4 on the 1st string, and the slide is in combination with the bass note here on the 6th string, and then we only have to play the rest of all these open string notes. So again from bar number 3. And a little faster. And from the beginning. In bar number 5 we come back to this open chord, open D chord. Again we have alternating bass, and this time we start with this melody here. I'm sorry. The 1st note is the 7th fret of the 1st string, and the 2nd note is the 4th fret of the 1st string. Then we bring the finger back from 4 to 2, play the note and pull away the finger, and together with the pull off we play this bass note here. And this is followed by 2 open strings, 2nd string and 4th string. Now we play exactly the same as in bar number 2. Then we switch to this A7th chord and add this ring finger to the 2nd fret of the 1st string, and here we slide the whole shape up to the 3rd position in order to get this note here in the 4th fret of the 1st string, and we come back to where we came from and play the last 2 notes. Okay, so this is bar number 7. Bar number 8 only has open strings. So from bar number 5, in bar number 9 we start with these 2 notes, 4 and 7 on the 1st string, and now we need a bar chord over all the strings in the 5th position, and together with this bar chord we play the 9th fret here on the first string. These two notes are in this bar chord, okay? So this B string and D string. And then I play this open third string, and this is only to make the transition a little easier. If I held this to the end of this bar, then this would be a little stressy, and so I do what I often do. I play an open string. This might even be a wrong note, as long as you play it very discreetly with the right hand. You have more like a percussion more than a note, and so this note won't disturb any ear, you know. So this is what I call a cheating note. You could also play the first string as a cheating note, like I just did now, by default. And here I have 7/4, and then a slide from 4 to 2 here with the index finger. And as you can hear, again the slide is in combination with the bass note, in this case the 4th string, okay? And for the rest of this bar we only have open strings. Again, this is this A7th fundamental chord shape. At the beginning, together with this additional ring finger in the 2nd fret. Then we have to lift this finger in order to get the open string and bring it back. From the beginning, this sounds like that. I'm sorry. Go to the 4th position, so the first finger is in the 4th fret here on the 1st string. Then we need the 2nd finger for this 5th string note, and the pinky for the 7th fret note. Okay, from bar number 9. Okay, in bar number 13 we have the same G chord again. So the bar chord in the 5th position plus the pinky in the 9th fret. Then we have a cheating note again, keep it discreet. And we come to the next chord, which is a D over F sharp, 4th fret on the 6th string, and the 7th fret of the 1st string. Leads into this B minor 7th, 2nd fret on the 5th string and 4th fret on the 1st string. So from the beginning this is, and then we come to this A7th chord, and as we did before we played this as a syncopation, so we play the melody note before we play the bass note, okay? So this is... Okay, and The next chord would be this chord here, 5th fret of the of the 6th string, 5th fret of the 6th string, and 5th fret of the 3rd string. So this is a G chord. As long as we leave the 2nd string out, what we do here. And again, this chord starts as a syncopation on the last note of the 2nd bar. It sounds like that. Okay. Again, we come to this A7th. And our D chord here, again, starts with a syncopation. So a lot of syncopations here. I play from bar number 13. Syncopation, syncopation, syncopation. Then we have this hammering. I hammer on both of my fingers, of both of these fingers, onto this G chord over B. But I play the 2nd finger, or this note, which I hold with my 2nd finger. I play this note. So I hammer it together with the 1st finger, but I don't leave the touch of the thumb away, but I really do this like that. Okay? So actually you could say this is a hammering on the G string in combination with this bass note here. And a couple of open string notes, and we're ready with the intro. Okay, I play from bar number 13. And now the whole intro. Okay, let's come to the verse. In the verse we have more or less the same chord shapes as in the intro. There's a new element here, and this is what I call the claw hammer, like the 5-string banjo players do when they're playing old-timey music. I have my middle finger here behind the palm of the thumb, and then I shoot this finger out and try to hit the D string here. Just like that, okay? And after that I play this kind of strumming, index finger strumming over 2 strings, the 2nd string and the 3rd string. You don't have to use these 2 elements, you just could do this pattern, okay? Or you only do these claw hammer things rarely, or just do it spontaneously. You can decide yourself, okay? So the first line is D, I've been hanging out of town. Then this G at 9 chord that we had before. 5th fret of the E string, the low string, and 5th fret of the 3rd string here. Come back to D, and then this A 7th chord. Don't play this string here, the 1st string, and open again. So I've been hanging out of town in that low down rain. Second line is almost the same. In the 3rd bar of the 2nd line we only have 1 chord. Watching your time, John friends, driving me insane. As you could hear at the end of this line, I didn't do this claw hammer. That's because I do it spontaneously. The 3rd line is the same as the 1st, and the 4th is the same as the 2nd, with a little extension at the ending. It's the same extension that we had in the intro. Okay, I play this line. Wish I was back home on the farm in my feather bed. This was the ending of the intro, and here you could play the same thing with this claw hammer thing. Then it would sound like that. But as I said, you don't have to do this. Okay, so a whole verse. I've been hanging out of town in that low down rain, watching good time, Charlie friend, driving me insane. Down the shady Charlotte Street, green lights look red. Wish I was back home on the farm in my feather bed. Okay, last but not least, the chorus. So we start with D, our G at 9, and then we bring this finger back to 4 and have our D over F sharp, and then here 2nd fret of the A string. This would be our B minor 7th chord. Give myself a rocking chair. Then we come to our A 7th to see if I can lose D again, and then we have these 2 approaching notes which will lead into the G at 9, which will be the next chord. Okay, this is the first line of the chorus. Give myself a rocking chair to see if I can lose them. Okay, the second line of the chorus starts with G at 9, and I play the strings numbers 6, 3 and 1. And then I switch to the D over F sharp again. Just bring your finger back to the 4th fret. In the next bar we have this B minor. And this hammering in combination with the bass note leads into the next chord, which is this A 7th. Normally play. Then thin down, hard time. Thin down, hard hard time. Cheating note, the hell on. Then is G at 9. Actually, you don't need this finger this time, because we play the next chord as a syncopation again. So I don't play the G string here in the 5th fret, but I play it in the 1st fret, because this note already belongs to this next chord, G over B. Then thunder, hard time, the hell on Church Street, and at the end, blues. We have the same extension that we had before. And now the whole chorus. Give myself a rocking chair to see if I can lose them. Thunder, hard time, the hell on Church Street blues. Okay, folks, that was my lesson of Church Street Blues, my version of Church Street Blues, and I hope you found this useful and helpful, and as always, I'd be glad if you welcomed me back soon again for another lesson, and in the meantime, take care, have fun, thanks for watching, folks, bye bye.